This is Smokin' Jamgrass. I'm Brian.
I'm Jolie, and we'd like to share with you the music we love, progressive bluegrass, and its roots. First and third Sundays of the month from 2 to 3 p.m. right here on KMUZ.
You and I headed straight into the west.
Happy summertime, everybody. Today we have quite a variety of stuff in store with Northwest String Summit coming right up. All of his artists and musicians, that packed lineup. We're going to play a bunch of music from those who will be there beginning this Thursday.
We got coming up the Del McCurry Band. We also have Molly Tuttle and the Golden Highway.
With Jerry Douglas.
With Flux on the old dobro. And Lindsay Liu also with her new release. She's going to be at Summit. And we got a bunch more bands. So it's going to be a great show. Thanks for joining us.
Also this hour, a great conversation with the spokesperson with the Oregon Bluegrass Association. They're going to have a presence at String Summit with the Kinfolk stage, and we're going to talk about what the OBA does to promote bluegrass in our little corner of the world here in Oregon.
Ew. So yeah, we're going to kick off the show today with It's Not Really Bluegrass, so buckle up out there. It's coming from August 1st, 2014, from the Gathering of the Vibes in Bridgeport, Connecticut. We're going to start off with a band that a lot of people are really psyched about to see at Summit. It's J-Rad, Joe Russo's Almost Dead, covering Jerry Garcia classic, Ruben and Cherise. So let's get out that painted mandolin and rock out one time.
It's progressive bluegrass and its roots on Smokin' Jamgrass, KMUZ.
Woo! This is Smoking Jamgrass on KMUZ. We just listened to Ruben and Charisse, covered by J-Rad, who's headlining Friday night at the Northwest String Summit.
We are previewing some of the bands that will be appearing at Northwest String Summit, and we also sat down and had a conversation with the Oregon Bluegrass Association. Linda Levitt represents the OBA. It's a nonprofit whose mission it is to promote, encourage, foster, and cultivate the preservation, appreciation, understanding, enjoyment, support, and performance of bluegrass and other closely related music. Linda is a member of the board and editor of their quarterly magazine, the Bluegrass Express. So let's welcome now Linda Levitt of the Oregon Bluegrass Association.
Hi, Julie and Brian. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Hey, can you tell me a little bit about the history of the Oregon Bluegrass Association?
Sure. The OBA was founded in the early 80s by a group of musicians who wanted to bring more national acts to Oregon, because pretty much those acts would go to Seattle and skip Oregon and go to California.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were pretty successful in bringing national acts, and they brought in Bill Monroe, Stanley Brothers, lots of other big names too. And the other goal was to support bands in the state.
Mm-hmm.
And you had when the OBA was founded, members had to be members of bands to be a member of OBA. That's changed in the years since, and so now anyone can be a part of the OBA and join it. And our emphasis now is on helping to connect people. We're still supporting the bands and supporting the music that's touring nationally, national acts, but also regional acts and local bands and jamming.
Yeah.
So we want to connect folks so they can get together, and I see our agenda now is really community building.
Nice.
And I see that also in the Oregon Bluegrass Express. You have a whole page of where the jams are taking place throughout the state and when. It seems
Right.
like that's a lot of work that you put into that.
It is a lot of work, and fortunately, I don't have to do it all by myself. So we are an all-volunteer-run organization, and we have folks contributing information from all over the state. And for a while, the organization was mostly centered in the Valley and in Portland. And since I joined the board about 10 years ago, it's been a big goal of ours to extend the mission throughout the state. And we've just started a Central Oregon chapter.
Nice.
Headed by Maggie Jackson, and she does a fantastic job of organizing jams and getting that information out to folks. And we're currently working on getting a couple of coast leaders or leaders on the coast to coordinate jams and get that information out. And we have a super active Southern Oregon chapter that Liz Crane and Joe Ross run, and they've been super active since the start. So that's where we are.
That's awesome. It's something about the whole thing with bluegrass of bringing, all the different talent levels of people together. It doesn't really matter if you just know the chords or if you're a flat picking wizard or, banjo, dobro, fiddle, bass, whatever, just getting a room full of all those stringed instruments, acoustic instruments going off is it's an amazing thing. It
is.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is. It's very special. I say it's my church.
Yeah.
Really. That's what it's all about to me, and everybody's welcome.
Yeah, it definitely brings on a higher consciousness and a connection of people and It's really a cool thing.
Yeah, bluegrass seems to bring a community together almost more than any other kind of genre, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. I've been involved in other genres of music, and this is the most welcoming community that I've ever been involved in. And I think making music just on a personal level, at home in your room is real important for your soul. It's healing, but there's nothing like getting together with other people and making music together. There's just nothing like that.
No doubt. No doubt. And so your partner makes banjos, right?
Tom Neckville makes very fine banjos that are played by the likes of Bela Fleck, Steve Martin,
Wow.
Don Piccone. Billy Failing plays them.
Wow.
And I'm real proud of what he's done. He's essentially reinvented the banjo.
Wow.
Wow.
And, in the banjo world, he's the Leo Fender. He just reinvented it. It has fewer parts. It's easier to play. And if you want to play progressive music, it's a lot easier to play. It's less heavy. You can make it less heavy. And if you want to play traditional, you can make it sound trad too. So it's super versatile.
Interesting.
And he has a shop in Sisters.
We have a shop at Sisters. It's called Banjos West. And we'll be having jams and events here, hosting concerts and things like that. We give lessons, and we sell not just Neckville banjos, but other fine banjos as well. And then Tom has his banjo factory in Minneapolis still.
That's where he started out?
Yes, he's born and raised in Minnesota, and started playing the banjo at 15 and just really literally became obsessed with the banjo and wanted to figure out how to make a better banjo, and that's what he's done.
Nice.
Well, between the Banjos West and Sisters and Preston Thompson Guitars and Sisters, Sisters seems to be where it's at for bluegrass.
Oh yeah. It's not just Billy Strings band has that connection with Billy Strings playing Preston Thompson and Billy Failing playing in Neckville, but there are other bands too where the guitarist will play a Preston Thompson and the banjo player plays a Neckville. So it's kind of cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Seems like the lines between traditional bluegrass and progressive bluegrass are just growing together, and progressive bluegrass is becoming more and more mainstream. It's like this big movement.
It is a movement, and you guys are a big part of it, and I really appreciate what you're doing because you're really giving progressive bluegrass a voice.
Yeah, it's really catching on. It seems like it never could get that big to me. Like besides like Summit, I'd go to Telluride Bluegrass every year for many years, and I just there was just a certain limit where I was like, it doesn't appeal to a certain type of people, and now I feel like with Billy Strings, it's now opened a door where a lot more people are tuning in, which is great.
Yes, yes, you just gave me the chills. And Billy Failing and his new bride came by, and Tom fixed Billy's banjo, and this was about a month ago, and I just told them how much their band means to me and so many people, because this is the dream, is he's at once the most progressive and the most traditional.
Yep.
Right.
He just opens the doors to so many people that when they hear the banjo, they immediately, some people immediately think of Deliverance and immediately shut down. They just can't stand the sound of the banjo. But now with Billy, what the band Billy and the boys are doing, it's really bringing a lot of my friends that have always, I can't stand bluegrass, and I try to explain to them, bluegrass and folk, this all started, this all bled into rock and roll, but whatever. And now they're going to Billy Strings. They love it, So it's really awesome that he was able to bridge this gap,
Oh yes, oh yeah, it's spectacular.
Yeah.
It's just, when they were on Jimmy Kimmel, I just cried. I mean, really, because this is what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for this band.
Yes,
Yeah.
no doubt. Yeah,
It's so much heart still involved there, even though they're going so big. And Billy just seems like you can reach out and touch him most of the time. He's so transparent and authentic.
Yeah.
And he's real. And, you know, I'll just tell you a little story. I was in the Oregon Bluegrass Association suite at Wintergrass, and it's this hospitality suite where anyone can come and jam and, you know, have a drink and sit down. And Billy Strings and Billy Failing came down and sat down in a beginner jam. And this was just as the band was starting to take off. They hadn't really yet. And they sat down with all these beginners who a lot of them were my students from Jamgrass, and they jammed, you know, playing like Whiskey Before Breakfast at slow pace.
Right.
And they were so sweet and so kind and welcoming to these beginners. And then, you know, I was like behind them taking pictures of the back of both Billy's heads, because I'm just such a fan. And then those guys left, and I went over to the students and just said, "Do you know who that was?" You know, and they didn't know. They just thought these were just some nice guys jamming with them.
Right.
That's just beautiful to me.
Yeah, I bet they know now.
Yeah, and I mean that's something, and that's something that, you know, he passes it, and that's in the bluegrass tradition of handing it down, you know. And he's so great with kids. When he went back home and gave every child of Muir, Michigan, a guitar, you know.
Right.
And then the first time we saw him was at the Revolution Hall in 2019. Right before the close down, and we were lucky enough to catch the second show. And we saw on, I don't know, social media or whatever, that he had gotten up in the morning and went down to Providence and played for all the kids in the cancer ward.
He did?
Yes.
Wow.
He's just,
Wow.
he literally is a saint. I mean, it's just, it's amazing.
I hope he never changes.
Yeah. I mean, he deserves everything he's getting right now. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's a giver, and you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it at his shows. You feel it in the music.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and it seems really important to him that everybody is part of the same community, and you know, he really promotes people just get along.
Yeah,
right,
and that's something that we need so much right now. You know, instead of dividing, bringing it together, bringing everybody together to jam, bringing everybody into this music fold. It's just a beautiful thing. It's really great.
Tom wrote a little book about 10 years ago about his vision that bluegrass could really, you know, Bill Monroe said this too, bluegrass brought more people together than any other music, but Tom really feels like could be a peace movement, you know.
Nice.
Really, and all of us can be involved. All of us can be part of this, because there's no other opportunity that people have to sit down and do something that's essentially intimate with folks. And nobody needs to even talk about their politics or their religion or anything. They sit down, they all know how to play old Joe Clark. You know?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
They don't even have to speak English or you know, you can go to Japan and you don't have to speak Japanese. You can go over there and jam with folks who don't even speak the same language, but you all speak bluegrass.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Beautiful.
Well, so Linda, how can people get involved with Oregon Bluegrass Association?
Well, what they can do is go online to OregonBluegrass.org. They can become a member that way, and they'll receive a newsletter quarterly. They can, if they have an event, they can list it for free on the calendar.
Nice.
And and then if they want to contact me, I'm happy to help connect them. If they're in Central Oregon, they can contact Maggie Jackson. All the contacts are listed in the Bluegrass Express and online with how to get involved. And we love volunteers. We're looking for a membership director right now. And we always need volunteers to help out at festivals. We have a relatively new bluegrass festival or bluegrass focus festival on the coast in Florence called the Winter Music Festival.
Yes.
It happens in January. So new things are happening, and we want folks to get involved. And so we hope folks will go to OregonBluegrass.org and check it out.
Definitely.
Perfect. Yeah, speaking of festivals, we're coming up here real quick on the
last verse.
The last verse of String Summit, and I saw that you guys are going to be set up there.
We are. Patrick Connell is a mover and a shaker in Portland, and he is coordinating a band showcase, and it will be called the Kinfolk Stage, and we'll have our OBA presence right there. Tom and I will teach workshops as well as other people. Never Come Down Band will be playing on that stage. We will, as well as some other bands that will be performing at String Summit. So they'll be wandering over to our stage and performing as well. Maybe teaching some workshops. So check that out too.
And definitely, especially it's the last String Summit.
You know, it's going to be a little bittersweet since it's ending, but what a way to end it. It's just going to be great.
Really?
Yeah, I've been looking at the schedule, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to run to this stage and run to that stage. I mean, it's literally just packed.
Well, come see us at the OBA Kinfolk Stage, and love to see y'all and get a hug.
We will see you there, definitely.
Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah. Thanks for your time, Linda. It's really a pleasure talking to you. You made our day.
Linda Levitt of the Oregon Bluegrass Association. What a great chat that was. She and her partner Tom will be offering workshops at String Summit at the Kinfolk Stage starting at noon on Friday. It's Banjo Nerdery with Tom Neckville. He's the owner of Banjos West and Sisters. And then from 1 to 1:30, Linda is offering a harmony singing workshop. I think I'm going to go to that.
Oh, yeah, we'll be there.
Right after that workshop, it's Kyle Tuttle, our banjo man at large at String Summit. Also at the Kinfolk Stage, Daryl Anger, Scott Law, Tony Furtado. And Tony, by the way, is coming up later in the show today.
Yeah, Tony the Tweener. We love Tony.
We love Tony of Portland.
Yes.
And another friend of Smokin' Jamgrass will be at String Summit. She just released a new single from her new 4-song EP, which is due out on Friday. It's called You Thought You Knew. It's a lyric from the song Freedom, which was co-written by Billy Strings. It was also on Billy's Grammy Award-winning album Home. So here's Lindsay Lou's version. She just released it.
Is that Freedom song? Turn it up.
Freedom on Smokin' Jamgrass. KMUZ.
All white as snow, and black as night, You know you can't give up the fight. There with the stars, up in the sky, The angel band sings by and by, sings by and by. I want to walk, I can't sit down, I want the robe, I want the crown. Fear not the day, when all is lost, This earthly wealth ain't worth the cost, Shadows and lights in pairs that cling, Allow your soul the right to sing. All through the night, the moon will shine, The whispers heard, defeat the time, Freedom, from these trials and this troubled world below. feasting eyes.
with feasting eyes.
And life alone,
it is the prize.
And all the things you thought you knew, accuse the sky
of being blue, of being blue.
Freedom,
Freedom,
freedom, from these trials and this troubled world below.
That was a pretty groovy take.
1, 2, 3, 4. I can't stop once the rubber hits the ground. I'm bound for Mexico. Sunlight wakes my sleeping head. It turns the mountains gold. And I've got one too many ties to you, one too many tries for you. I'm tumbling down the mountainside for you, and I can't say I'm mine when love goes over the line. There's a snake in the middle of the road. Do I swerve to miss? I can't shake this feeling that I hold. There's poison in your kiss. But I've got one too many ties to you, one too many tries for you. I'm tumbling down the mountainside for you, and I can't say I'm mine when love goes over the line. They start to cross and I'm lost. Trampling at the core, your eyes are just like dynamite. Still I ask for more, 'cause I've got one too many ties to you, one too many tries for you. I'm tumbling down the mountainside for you, and I can't say I'm mine when love goes over the line.
With a long, sharp Bowie knife, he packed her up and he put her in the ground. Death by hanging must be his fate, and old Eli, filled with hate, put a curse on the entire town. Can't you hear, can't you hear, when the moon is bright and clear from time to time? It's old Eli dragging chains and moaning people's names. I just hope and pray he never thinks of mine. and the moon's bright. The wind was blowing, you could hear for a half a mile. That awful sound came through the trees. It chilled my blood and it shook my knees. The kind of a thing that'd make a man run wild. Can't you hear, can't you hear, when the moon is bright and clear from time to time? It's old Eli dragging chains and moaning people's names. I just hope and pray he never thinks of mine. Don't look back, I'm a-coming through, packing my things and I'm going far away. Well, it said that you can't run away from a curse. Maybe this time I'll be the first. There ain't nobody here gonna make me stay. Can't you hear, can't you hear, when the moon is bright and clear from time to time? It's old Eli dragging chains and moaning people's names. I just hope and pray he never thinks of mine. I just hope and pray he never thinks of mine. I just hope and pray he never thinks of mine.
You're listening to Smokin' Jamgrass on KMUZ Community Radio.
It was one word more than you had to let go. And now you're waiting to hear the things they wanted you to know. Pull your head up from the dirt, and no sawdust in the ground. Hold your tongue while the devil's hanging round. Ain't no place to lie down. There ain't no place to lie down. There ain't no place to lie down till the devil's in the ground. You got to move your feet while your world is still in spin. Hold your eyes to the sky, find your way back home again. The road goes holding on, can't escape the place you're bound. They might buy a little time while the devil's hanging round. Ain't no place to lie down. Ain't no place to lie down. Ain't no place to lie down till the devil's in the ground. Do you know just what you found? You can't cheat the dealer while the devil's hanging round. Ain't no place to lie down. Ain't no place to lie down. Ain't no place to lie down till the devil's in the ground.
This is Smoking Jamgrass on KMUZ. We just heard Sierra Hull and her husband Justin Moses doing Mad World at the Alberta Rose in Portland, Oregon from October 23rd in 2016. First time I heard that song was off Donnie Darko.
Love that movie.
Jake Gyllenhaal. Before that was Icebound into Can't Lie Down from one of our favorites, Tony Furtado. Playing live at the Pagosa Folk and Bluegrass Festival just recently, June 11th, 2022. Icebound's off his new album. It's really good. Y'all should check it out, called Decembering. Before that was the old classic Eli Renfro, sung so beautiful by the Del McCurry Band. And before that is the new hot ticket, Molly Tuttle and the Golden Highway, featuring Jerry Douglas doing Over the Line from her new album Crooked Tree at the Del McCurry Festival just last May.
And all of these artists are going to be at the Northwest String Summit this weekend. We're so excited about it. And we're going to end the show today with the very first song played by Yonder Mountain String Band, the host band of String Summit, back when they first started at Horning's Hideout on June 28th, 2002. I can't believe they started with this song, but I absolutely love it because I'm an Ozzy Osbourne fan as well.
Yeah, we miss you, Jeff Wood. This is a great way to kick off a great tradition of festivals.
And we're ending it here on Smokin' Jamgrass, so all aboard!
It's Crazy Train on Smokin' Jamgrass, KMUZ.
All aboard! Crazy, but that's how it goes. Millions of people living as foes. Maybe it's not too late to learn how to love and forget how to hate. Mental wounds not healing, driving me insane. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. I've listened to preachers, I've listened to fools, I've watched all the dropouts who make their own rules. One person conditioned to rule and control. The media sells it, and you live the role. Mental wounds not healing, who and what's to blame? I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. I know that things are going wrong for me. You've got to listen to my words, yeah. Heirs of a Cold War, That's what we become. Inheriting troubles, I'm mentally numb. Crazy, but what do I care? I'm living with something I don't want to share. Mental wounds not healing, driving me insane. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train.
A great way to start off String Summit. Back in the day, Yonder Mountain String Band with Crazy Train, that one muddy night there, the first night at Horing's Hideout.
Can't wait to see you all at the summit. If you're still looking for tickets, try Cash or Trade. And if you can't make it in, it's being live streamed on Mandolin, so you can check it up on the interwebs.
And thanks to Linda Levitt of the OBA, visit OregonBluegrassAssociation.org for more info there, and KMUZ.org for donations to community radio in the Mid-Willamette Valley.
As always, thanks to all our listeners, and a big thank you to KMUZ for putting us on the air. Y'all take care of each other out there. Much love.
You and I headed straight into the west.